You like my new hat? Came with a new truck. So welcome back to Road Reality. I'm John, and that's my 2025 GMC Canyon Denali. I just picked it up recently, been tinkering with the settings on it. It's got a ton of tech and a ton of great features. So in this video, we're gonna do a walk around, and I'm gonna show you some of my favorite stuff about it. I don't know, you wear a camo hat, you gotta have a southern drawl, right? Look at that, GMC, yeah. And no, I didn't pay extra for the hat. I got him to throw it in as part of the deal. It's something I've done for like 20 years. Anyway, let's take a walk around and let me show you some of the cool things on this truck. This thing is awesome. Starting up front, we've got that big, massive grille, and there's like an engine and radiators behind there, right? Coming around, we've got some 20-inch wheels, diamond cut, so says the window sticker. Yep, 20-inch wheels on, I believe they're 275 65s. If you look on your tire, you'll always find it. There it is, 275 60 20s. So these are mud and snow rated Bridgestone Dueler ATs. And we've got wheel well liners in there. Yeah, look at that. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Got fixed running boards down there. Good stuff. Chrome caps on the mirror. It's a Denali. It's got everything. You can lock and unlock it from right here. Boom. Yeah, got to make sure I'm showing you. But boom, we go in. Yeah, we've got the leather on the door and pleather on the door and some teak. It's probably not real teak, I don't know. But we've got our window switches and mirror controls and memory seat. Speaking of memory seat, you got a 10-way power seat. It says Denali. Denali is stitched right into the seat back. It is professional grade after all. We got a payload of 1,356 pounds. And look, there are half-ton trucks with less than that, and this is a mid-size. My Ram only had 1,320 pounds, so this is an upgrade of 36 pounds of payload and a smaller bed. Anyway, let's get in this thing. We've got this dash here, and when you open it up, or close it rather, it plays this really cool animation. Ooh, yeah, gotta love the full screen, right? Absolutely, full screen's awesome. Yeah, I know, you want me to buckle up, but it's got a full digital infotainment screen with lots of pages. You can go through all sorts of maps and stuff. That was the air conditioning firing up. It sounds like a jet engine because it's powerful, professional grade. Anyway, we got more pages here. Look at this. It shows you your speed and everything. But check this out. There's a 0 right in the center of your screen, because it's got a heads-up display. How cool is that? A heads-up display on a mid-sized truck. Let's take a look at some of the other features this bad boy has. Sunroof, manual shade, power-operated. Mirror is a mirror, not a camera. But then we've got a big old touchscreen. It's all powered by Google. And you've got all these pages of things. It's super responsive. This is like instantaneous. But if you go into vehicle status, you can check on your tires and brakes. You can scroll on some of these. Let's see, fluid and filters. Yeah, let's go. Oil life. Yeah, okay. Engine. Here we go. We've got multiple pages here. You got a little icon down there that shows you've got pages. You got trip stuff. If I click on trip, there you go. 14 miles per gallon. We'll get into that in a second. Down here, we've got cooled seats, heated seats, defrost, I think. Where you want, oh, this is where you want your air to go. I can hear the fan blowing in my seat. We'll turn that off. Yeah. Boom. Look at that. And then it's going to crank it all the way to do whatever you want it to do. I like this setup. You got plenty of hard buttons. Coming down further though, auto down on all the windows, auto stop start. And this is the least obtrusive auto stop start I think I've ever tried. I mean, the one that might be better was in my Ram, but that was a mild hybrid. I'm not turning it off. You can't even tell that it's doing it. But then we have hazard lights and lane keep assist and an auxiliary switch, which has power. That's interesting. Look at that. It's got power. I don't know what it's hooked to. Standard USB, wireless charger for my phone, a dial for the drive modes. And when you click through the drive modes, it's going to come up over here. Boom, off-road mode. Boom, tow haul. Terrain, and back to normal. That's where I drive. That's my truck. That's my truck now. But you got 2 high, 4 low, parking brake down here, gear shift lever, cup holders, center console, It's a little on the small side, but it's a mid-sized truck, so it's a mid-sized console. Nothing to report in there. Pretty cool stuff. Got a glove box. Got my window sticker in it and stuff like that. Boom, you got your air vents. You can move these around. No need to go through a screen. Lots of little bits of chrome trim. I like the chrome trim on here. This is nice. And then we've got like a satin chrome here. So it really breaks up the interior. I mean, it has black/teak is the interior, right? But look, you've got teak and then brown leather and a different brown leather and then black plastic. Yeah, it's a hard point, whatever. And then cup holders in the doors. You got a cup holder there and a little storage cubby there. And then a little tiny storage cubby over there and then a window switch. It wants me to look in the back seat. Nope, nobody back there. We're good. This is fun. All right. Are you enjoying the video so far? Boop the like button if you're enjoying this video. You got a fuel filler cap. You need one of those, right? Got to have one of those. The running boards. They're nice running boards. Beefy. Speaking of beefy, we got a hole in the bumper. So if I lower the tailgate, because this is unlocked, it does not unlock with just the key fob. You have to unlock the doors first. But we hit the button, and it's a super slow drop down. Yeah, that is nice. And then if you latch the cable in here, it'll do the multi-stow. So it'll leave the tailgate a little bit up as you're seeing now and ready to accept lumber. But if I put my foot in there, I don't want to show you my feet today. I'm wearing flip-flops. Put a hand in the stake body pocket. It's set up for it. Boom, we're in the bed where you see 2 tie downs, a power outlet, 2 more tie downs, 2 more tie downs, 2 more tie downs. So lots of tie downs on the spray-in bed liner. Yep, that's over there. I don't want to fall off. Let's just go here on the ground safely again. All right. Tailgate has a ruler built in. This is neat. I like the ruler. And then on the bottom of it, or the top rather, you've got like a mountain range. But this thing has a trick because if you come here and hit that latch, and then grab the sides, boom, the whole thing opens up. And it's supposed to be waterproof, but I opened it during the rain yesterday. So I'm assuming I let some in. I'll dry it out and test that later. And then it's got a threaded adapter for something. I don't know what that's for. Close that. Latch it. Latch it. Nice. Look at this. You can do this with like one finger. Yeah, it's very easy. Tailgate's nice. Denali badge. Gotta love it. Got backup sensors, but you don't have front sensors. It uses cameras, and I'm assuming some sort of radar to do all the stuff at the front of the truck. Way up there. Speaking of way up there, this thing is a foot shorter and a foot narrower than my Ram, so it is easier to park. I'm in a standard parking space, and you can see that there's a little bit of room to spare. A little bit of room to spare. And then more room to spare over here. And as close as I am at the front of the spot, at the end of the spot, I'm not really sticking out far. Look, there's the end of the line. Right there. Beep. It does have a sliding rear window, but that is not power operated. In the back seat, we've got a 60/40 fold up seat. I don't know how to fold the seat down, but you can get the center armrest down if I can get my fingers in there. There you go. You got cup holders. And then you've got a latch on either side that when you pull it and lift up, it latches into place. And then you've got all your equipment for, I don't know, changing a tire, I guess. But you got storage under the seat. That's pretty cool. More USB ports back here. Yep, got to have those. Pockets in the seats there. And then we pull the latch. Seat comes down and latches down. Very cool. Foldable headrests. Push a button. It comes down. Good. Gets out of the way. Very nice. Up here, we got a dome light. Yep. Little handle there. Good times. Interestingly enough, if you look over here, the passenger gets a grab handle, but the driver does not. There's no grab handle there. Very cool in the back here, but we just have plastic, not the wood from up front. That's fine. I don't really care about my passengers all that much, so they don't need all the fancy stuff. Speaking of fancy, it's got heated mirrors that are not power fold, but they dip down when you put it in reverse, which I think is neat. And they have the blind spot thing in them. So this truck does have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, all the safety nannies you could ask for, emergency braking, and Here we can see one of many cameras. You got one there. We got LED headlights, by the way. Very cool, very cool. Gotta love the LED headlights. So you have fog lamps, headlights, and running lights, and it's all connected. Actually, I had the key in my pocket. Got lock, unlock, alarm, and remote start, because we do have remote start, but if I hit the lock button, it does that. But then when I hit unlock, yeah, they're tied together, and then boom, it plays a little light dance for you. That is super cool. Oh, I love it. I think it's really neat. Got these big beefy fenders. Yes, very cool, very cool. Got the chrome handles, very good, very good. Let's pop the hood. Got a trailer brake controller and adjustment for the brightness of the instrument cluster and the dash screen, the infotainment screen. The latch is right here in the middle, and you just push it to the side, that side, to the driver's side, and then lift up. We have a hood prop that I'm not going to use right now, but you've got the 2.7 liter Turbo Max engine. Develops 310 horses and 430 torques. So it's beefy, and it's got an 8-speed torque flight transmission. So I believe that is a GM original. Bring the hood down, and professional grade. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I like that grill a lot better than the AT4 grill. The AT4 grill looks like Connect 4, and that's no bueno for me. But we've got a really decent approach angle here if I ever take this thing off-road. Everything's scalloped and scooped up, and yeah, it's just a pretty slick truck. Now I'm going to set the microphone down. Take a listen to the exhaust. Nice and quiet, right? But something I heard from the driver's seat was the turbos. So hold on to your hat. Listen to this. Turbo. So now let's take the truck for a drive. And we're driving the 2025 GMC Canyon Denali. I'm currently at a stoplight, got 172 miles. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and I wanted to get a better feel for it. And look at that. The engine started right up right before the light turned green. But this truck is surprising in how well it drives. And I sort of live in a city environment, so I have to deal with the confines of city streets, which are narrow. So I've already appreciated the 1 foot narrower truck and the 1 foot shorter truck compared to my Ram. Another thing that I appreciate is the fuel economy. Right now I'm sitting at 16.2, which is not bad considering the mostly stop and go traffic that I've had to do. I got to go on a side rant real quick. Truck manufacturers do better. They only test body and bed configuration with engine and 4x4. They don't test different trim levels, rear axle ratios, et cetera, et cetera. So for instance, my 2019 Ram 1500 Limited was loaded to the gills, 22-inch wheels, all the options and features and stuff. It had like 400 pounds in options or something. And it was never able to match the EPA ratings. And I know what you're going to say. EPA ratings are crap. I get that. I really do. But at the same time, they could get us a little bit closer, those truck manufacturers, if they just spent a little more time testing. It's not that hard. They build a bunch of test models anyway, so just test them. Anyway, the GMC Canyon is only available in a crew cab, short bed. I think it's a 5-foot bed. And it's only available with one engine. And as far as I know, only one rear axle ratio. So the EPA ratings should be what they are and close to what I'm going to get. I've looked on the forums and people are getting anywhere from 16 to 24, depending on their driving habits and where they live, hills and that sort of thing. I'm sort of expecting to get 19 or 20 on this thing with mixed city and highway driving. Anyway, trucks aren't about fuel economy. They're about doing work stuff. And the GMC Canyon Denali is rated at 7,700 pounds of towing. If you limit yourself to what you need, and in my case, I have a trailer with a 7,000 pound GVWR, there's only 3 options for me: Canyon, Colorado, and the Ford Ranger. And I really didn't care for the Ford Ranger. That's the truck hitting a bump, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. I didn't care for the looks of the Ranger and some of the features that were missing on it. More on that about this truck in a second too. So it left me with the Canyon in Colorado, and of the two, I much prefer the look of the Canyon. I think it's a little boxier and beefier. No big dig against the Colorado. It's just not my jam. But if you're looking at a Canyon, I don't like the Connect 4 grill on the AT4 package. It looks like Connect 4, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I prefer the chrome grill on the Denali. It's just a personal preference. Just before we talk about the driving, let's talk about some of the features that I love so far and things I think are missing. One of which that's missing is the rain sensing wipers. I guess you just can't get those on this model. I had them on my Ram. I loved them. I set them on, and I never had to worry about it. It is a minor inconvenience and just about the definition of first world problem. I set them and I adjust them as needed. It's not a huge deal. What is a bigger deal, especially if you live in a city environment, is the lack of front bumper sensors. As you're seeing now, there's no sensors on the front bumper at all. Like, they're just not there. You can't get them on any package that I'm aware of. And they would come in handy. Now, you do have the camera system, which is excellent in this truck. I've got a number of camera views. Another thing I do like is the heads-up display. It doesn't impede your vision, but it does provide helpful information at a glance. So that's good. And the lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control are, ooh, red light. Don't rear end me, lady. Oh, the Subaru behind me slid. All right. And yep, if I come up here and hit my camera button, we've got the forward view, but I can come back through all these menus, and I've got a whole bunch. I can pick the back one. Yeah, she's close. Ooh, yeah, that's like 2 feet. But I can look down on the front. I can look down on the back. That's the car behind me. I can get my side views. I can get the side views with the 360. We can go to the next page, get a hitch view, so you can back up to your trailer easy. And then, yeah, we're good to go. So the cameras are really helpful. Another thing that's helpful is they added not a massaging seat, but it's a vibrating seat reminder. When you're backing up, the sensors go off and it vibrates your seat. And if you have the adaptive cruise control set, then when the car in front of you goes, it'll vibrate your seat to remind you that you need to get your butt moving too. I think that's pretty handy. We need to talk about power for a second. I mentioned earlier there's 310 horses and 430 torques. And unlike some Turbo 4s that I've driven, this thing is not gutless on the highway. If you're running at highway speed and need to get around a phone zombie or accelerate, merge, what have you, it has plenty of get up and go for that with very few transmission kickdowns. I was honestly surprised. Obviously, I'm not giving it the boot. The truck's got 175 miles on it. I'm doing the break-in. The break-in says go easy on it the first couple 500 miles, whatever, and you're good to go. Well, the camera is not canceling out. I'll cancel it out for me. I don't need the distraction, right? It's all about distractions. But it's got plenty of power, and the acceleration is adequate, to steal a term from, Bentley or Rolls-Royce. The power level is adequate. It's got plenty of torque, gets up and goes. The auto stop start feature is getting more aggressive now that the engine is breaking in and it's chillier out, so we don't need as much heating and cooling. So I like that. It shuts off. It comes back on. By the time my foot goes from the brake pedal to the gas pedal, boom, the engine's running. Just like in my Ram, it is just about as smooth. It is very good. I've driven BMWs and some other brands years ago, so I'm sure they've improved since then. Engine shut off again, and they were not nearly as good. Yep, engine's running by the time my foot hits the gas pedal. So moving on from those specs to another one that ain't so great is the price. This truck MSRP'd at $55,190. I think the only option on it that I got was the sunroof. The Denali trim level comes with basically everything else. It's got the upgraded 7-speaker Bose, which sounds good, by the way. Not great, but good. It's got all the heated and cooled seats, which work fantastically well. Ice cold AC, et cetera, et cetera. It's got all that stuff. You can look at a window sticker all you want, but it's $55,000. So if you want comparable features in a full-size truck, you're looking at somewhere between 68 or 70 and $80,000. I priced out a Ram comparable to my own, and it had like heads-up display and 2 other features that my Ram didn't have, and it was $83,000, which I thought was a little more than ridiculous. The price on this thing, it's expensive. There's nothing cheap anymore, but I do think you get most of what you pay for. The aforementioned rain sensing wipers being missing in front sensors are 2 big misses for GM, and there's hard plastic on here and the top of the dash, but all of the major touch points are soft, which is something I look for in a vehicle. The stuff I don't touch much, it can be hard plastic, who cares? But the stuff that I touch all the time, I want it to be soft. Like this steering wheel has a firm but soft grip to it. It's leather wrapped and it's thick. It's thick. It's thick. I like them thick. I like my steering wheels thick. Anyway, whew, that got awkward. It's a nice place to spend some time. I've driven for an hour or 2 at a time. An hour. Yeah, an hour. Let's not lie. An hour. And it was really comfortable for that whole hour. I don't see anything missing. All the storage cubbies and stuff that I need are in here. Obviously, I'm missing some back room space, but you know, that's to be expected when you shorten a truck up by a foot. You need a little bit of rear leg room, but not a ton. And yes, now that we're going to use that as a segue. The handling and driving on this truck, it's actually kind of fun to drive. I've been driving full-size trucks for 15 years, give or take. And now that I'm in a mid-size, like the way this thing is set up, it's got independent coilover up front and a leaf spring suspension out back. So it's not going to be as smooth as the Ram was. This Ram had the 4-corner coils with airbags on them. I don't know why I speak slowly, but I do. And it rode very plushly, except when you hit bumps. You probably heard the bumps earlier and maybe felt, well, you didn't feel them. I felt them a little bit. But on the Ram, with the 22-inch wheels, even with that plush suspension, it clomped over big bumps. And it was not fun. It hit one specific bump on the highway going to work, and it handled that great. But for everyday driving, it was not as nice as I was expecting. The 22-inch wheels probably have something to say about that, but it is what it is. This, being an older school truck suspension, it handles tautly, but not overly stiff. You don't get a ton of head toss. You don't get thrown around, and you don't get shaken, like your fillings aren't going to fall out when you hit some bumps. Earlier, I felt those potholes, manhole covers, and it was like, no big deal. I've got thicker sidewalls, smaller wheels, and the suspension is set up more for handling, in my opinion. The way this truck steers is really tight, and combined with the suspension, there's not a lot of wiggle room. Like, I'm going to make a left here. It's a little bend, right? And there is a little bit of body roll, but not a ton, and it's not floaty. It is leaned over, you straighten up the wheel, it straightens out, and you're off to the races. I really like how it feels, and it makes me honestly want to go for a drive. I went for a drive the other day just because I was like, I want to drive my new truck. I don't have anywhere to go. I'm just going to go make something up and go for a little drive. So that's what I did. It was really good for that. Along the same lines is the brakes. They are very responsive. At the top of the pedal, when your foot first touches it, you start to feel the truck slowing down, and it slows down really nicely. And then, there you go. You do hear the engine noise. So the handling is really good. The noise, it's a little bit louder than the Ram. Honestly, the Ram had active noise cancellation and probably an extra 100 pounds of sound deadening material. This truck weighs over 1,000 pounds less than my Ram did. So, it's going to handle better and it's going to respond better. And I get that. It's not a sports car. Don't get me confused. I am not delusional. It is not a sports car. It is, however, a very capable and competitive truck, I think, with its contemporaries. And I happen to really enjoy driving it, which is why I'm out here in the rain today driving it, because I was like, this is awesome. I like this new truck quite a bit. It is a very nice place to spend some time. And in just the short time I've been driving today, my fuel economy has already gone up to 16.3. Again, not that trucks are about fuel economy. So when you are doing, truck stuff and family stuff and hauling your own self around quite frequently, it's better to have economy than not. Save a few bucks at the pump, right? I did check, and this truck takes 87 octane or regular fuel. I'm going to run regular in it, see how it does. Obviously, turbos today aren't turbos of old where they required mid-grade or premium. So I'm genuinely impressed. Every time I hop behind the wheel of this truck, I'm more and more impressed with it and happy with my purchase. And that's not me fluffing up and dramatizing for the video. That's genuine. Like, I told a buddy of mine, he's like, yep, it's new. That's how it's supposed to be. I was like, yeah, but I haven't felt that way in a truck in a long time. It was just a tool to do a job. But this is something different. I think it fits my lifestyle better than a full size, while not giving up any capability that my full size truck had that I needed, right? So anyway, I'm going to go drive home and park this thing. I will keep up with reviews and any issues or modifications I do. Which reminds me, I did do the first mod. I have put in Husky Exact Contour floor liners, and they are pretty slick. I've been using Huskies for years, love them. I'll leave a link to Amazon down below for the ones I bought for this truck. It says 23, 24, but the 25, they fit fine because it's the same generation. This is the third model year of this generation of Canyon. So anyway, with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will check back in with you on the next video. Don't forget your two mantras. 1, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And 2, do something nice for yourself every day. Maybe it's going out and test driving a new GMC Canyon. I don't know. Bye.